Behold the majestic white-tailed deer, long a favorite of pre-war game hunters. Even though nuclear fallout has transformed these once noble creatures into hideous abominations, they still make a fine meal fit for a vault dweller. They can be difficult to catch, so if you can't get your hands on one, feel free to substitute the equally disturbing domestic brahmin. Now, to find out what to do with our irradiated bounty, let's pay a visit to our friend, the Vault Boy, who'll teach us how to make Radstag Stew from his wasteland kitchen. Recipes from the waste will tell you all you need is 2 pounds of shoulder meat, 1 cup of vodka, 2 cups of cubed gourd, and 1 cup of shelled silt bean. But if you want a stew like Mom used to make, you'll want to add 2 tablespoons of oil, 1 onion, 1 tablespoon rosemary, 1 tablespoon thyme, 4 tablespoons flour, 1/4 cup sun-dried tomatoes, 4 cups meat broth, and salt and pepper to taste. First, let's chop that meat. You're going to need something sharp. That one looks a little dangerous. Instead, chop the meat with a chef's knife. No, 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 not like that, Piper. More like this.
He's hacking and whacking and smacking. He's hacking and whacking and smacking. He's hacking and whacking and smacking. He just hack, whack, chopping that meat.
Feel free to trim and discard any fat if you prefer. There we go. Next, toss the meat with 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, and the flour, and set aside. Make sure your sun-dried tomatoes are rinsed of any oil and drained before slicing them. Slice both ends off of your onion. Slice it in half, then dice. Strip the rosemary leaves off the stem and then dice. Do the same with the thyme. Turn your stove onto medium heat, add your oil and let it heat for 5 minutes or until it just starts to smoke. Add the onions and herbs, stir to combine, and cook until softened, about 3 minutes. Increase the heat to medium, add in the meat, stir to combine, and cook the meat until it's browned, about 5 minutes, stirring frequently. Add the vodka to the pot. No, Vault Boy, remember temperance. Do you want to end up like this? Add in the sun-dried tomatoes, butternut squash, and broth, and stir to combine. Bring the mixture to a simmer. No, not yet. You'll need to let it simmer covered over low heat for 1 to 2 hours to cook off all that harmful radiation and make the meat nice and tender. Once the meat is ready, add the shelled beans and serve. Boy, that looks great. But don't worry if yours looks a little different from what some other wastelanders might cook up. Radstag Stew is full of nutrients which some say will not only invigorate you, but can also make you more resistant to pesky laser and plasma fire. All right, Vault Boy, you can try some. That's good Radstag. Now, even though your kitchen may look like 2277, you have the skills to cook like it's still 2077.